morning, YouTube. It is Saturday, December the 23rd, 2017. And honestly, I've been up a couple of hours because I'm usually an early riser. So I got up probably I know it had to be before 8 o'clock. And I've been moving around, made breakfast for my husband. He's gone. He had some stuff to do. And I've got stuff to do here at the house, and I've already started. I cleaned my refrigerator out this morning, and I'm getting ready to work on some bedroom stuff back here and get stuff cleaned up. But honestly, I wanted to make this video later on in the day when I had actually combed my hair. I actually still have on my nightgown. I just threw this top over it because I want to make sure I'm, decent looking. But I was so excited about making this video, I just couldn't even wait. I couldn't wait till later on today to come on when I have my makeup on and all my little stuff looking decent to talk to y'all about my tea time observations. Okay, so if you watched the last video, you saw the teas that I had featured in, that I was going to be drinking. And this week, since last week, I started it on the 17th. I started this tea right here, 7 Blossoms. So I wanted to come on and give y'all, what I observed about this tea. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed was it stinks. When you open it up and you put the tea bag in the water and you pour the water over it, you're going to smell a smell. And y'all know how my descriptions are about smells. But to give you an example, the first time I drank this tea, I took the tea bag out. I had put water in it. I brought it into the bedroom and I was sitting in the big chair beside the bed. And I was like, ew, what is that smell? I caught a whiff, and my daughter she was sitting on my bed, and she was like, ooh, what's that smell, Mommy? She smelled it too. So I was like, I'm looking around like, what is it in here that's smelling? And then it dawned on me it might be this tea. So I smelled it, and it was a bad smell. But as the tea steeped, 2 or 3 minutes went by, it turns into this minty tasting tea. It's very minty. I think it's got spearmint in it. On that video, I read the ingredients in it, and it actually tastes really, really good. So the smell is unpleasant when you first start steeping the tea. And I think when I looked at My Cozy Kitchen, her review of the tea, I think in the comments somebody did say that the valerian root made the tea kind of smell funny or stink or something like that. They were telling the truth. But it goes away. So if you just let it steep for about 2 minutes, it goes away. But like, even if I take this empty pack, because I'm actually drinking mine this morning, it's good too. But if I take this pack and kind of sniff in it, where I took it out of the pack, I can smell that little smell. So that's one con of drinking this tea. But there are so many more pros than cons. Of course, it's caffeine free. There's a nice minty taste to the tea. Oh, I love it. It's, and I'm reading my notes. It's very relaxing. I guess it's the valerian root that's in the tea. It is very relaxing. It has a very calming effect on me when I drink that tea. So when you drink the tea, I think the best time to drink the tea is not really during the morning like I have been doing. I mean, it's not going to make you fall asleep at your computer or anything. But it actually helps me to deal with the stress of the job at work. So I've been enjoying that part of it. But it's also a good tea to drink at night when you wind down and you just want to get to sleep. But I've been drinking mine during the day. And I've only been drinking 1 cup of this a day. Okay, so there's another thing I noticed. It seems to have a coating effect on my throat. I told y'all about the GERD. The GERD seems to be improving. It's amazing. And it coats my throat. So the other benefits that I read about Seven Blossoms, because I actually didn't know all this when I bought the tea, but I went online and I was reading stuff about it because I had to learn the hard way. You know, don't start drinking teas or any other root stuff or whatever without kind of doing some research on it first, because it may be some adverse effects that you just have a really hard time dealing with that may not be worth it to you, because after all, you're trying to do something good for yourself. You're not trying to hurt yourself, you're trying to help yourself. This tea has a coating effect on my throat. It's so soothing. I love it. I started off maybe the first 2 mornings putting in my wheatgrass powder in the tea like I was doing with the green tea, but I stopped. The reason I stopped is because, and I don't have it here with me, but I showed you when I showed my my tea coffee station, I showed you the little packets of moringa, the moringa powder that I had bought from Sprouts. I tried putting some of that into my Seven Blossoms tea, and it was a fail. The texture of the moringa, it started to swell, and it became like little pieces of, I don't know, it was nasty. So I stopped doing that. But what I started doing is I would get my applesauce that I buy in the little packs, the applesauce that comes like 6 in a pack. And I would take the moringa. I do that in the morning. I just eyeball it and sprinkle probably about not even a whole teaspoon, maybe close to a teaspoon, but not a whole teaspoon of the moringa powder into my applesauce, and it turns it green. Just like the wheatgrass has a real greening effect on whatever you're drinking, it will turn whatever you have green. If you add it to a smoothie, that smoothie can be totally white. But if you add just a pinch of wheatgrass, you all who use wheatgrass know what I'm talking about. It turns it green. So the moringa has the same effect on what you add it to. And I read a lot of good things about moringa. So I haven't been doing really wheatgrass this week, but maybe twice. And I've been doing moringa in my applesauce after I drink my tea. So that's what I've been doing. Now, there was one more tea that I wanted to add to my tea collection, and I am totally done. I'm not buying anything else. And that tea was the red bush tea, or the rooibos tea. And a friend of mine that I work with, I told her I was having a really hard time finding the tea, because I went to Big Lots and looked, and then I looked in Walmart. I was just looking everywhere, and I couldn't find it. She suggested that I go to TJ Maxx, and we have a TJ Maxx like right up the road from where I work. So I did. Here's my little TJ Maxx bag. Went up there yesterday on my lunch break. Lo and behold, what did I find? In a cute little canister. It says rooibos, cardamom, and turmeric. And it's made by a company called Tea of Life. The New Age tea. Whatever. But it's made by a company called Tea of Life. And this is it. It's the rooibos, cardamom. It's actually got other ingredients mixed in with it. But I really like this container that it came in. I only paid $4.99 for it from TJ Maxx. And there are 50 rounds, 50 tea bags in there. You see that? Let me see. 50 in this. So I'm done. I'm done buying tea. I'm so done. Well, I say I'm done because I wanted to have a tea for every week of the month. That was my goal. That's what I want to do for me. And I say I'm done, but I actually might. So this completes my monthly teas. This will be the last tea of the month that I drink every month. No, this was actually supposed to be starting. I take that back. I was supposed to be starting this hibiscus tea. Yeah, next week I'm supposed to start hibiscus tea. This will be the last week of every month I'll be drinking my rooibos tea, the red bush tea. And I'm sorry, I'm getting my words tangled up. But I said I was done buying tea. But I might go back and get some more of a certain tea that I showed y'all from my tea station. And that was the chrysanthemum tea. I must admit, it just intrigued me. This box intrigued me. The flowers intrigued me. I said, I gotta taste this stuff. And I know I'm not supposed to technically start drinking this until, let's see. I'm not supposed to start my chrysanthemum tea until December the 31st. But I kept looking at it on my rack and looking at it on my rack. And this week, I think it was Tuesday night, I said, I'm gonna drink some of this. So I opened it up. And this is the pack that it comes in. And this is the box of the tea. This is what it looks like. And like I said, I got this from my local Asian market. It's instant chrysanthemum tea. And see how it's yellow in that cup on the picture? It's just like that when you make it. It's just like that. And the taste is marvelous. I'm not kidding. It's marvelous. But it has like rock sugar added to it already. You don't have to add sugar or anything. They say that this tea already has a natural sweetness to it anyway, like if you research it. But they actually added rock sugar to this. And when I went on YouTube and I looked at some of the ways that people were making this, and they had the flowers, the actual chrysanthemum flowers, and they would just steep them in hot water, and the flowers would expand and open up, and they would be so beautiful. I actually saw the chrysanthemum flowers, the white ones and the yellow ones, when I was at the Asian store. But I chose to buy this because it was just packaged so nicely, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with that other stuff, and I'm going to have to strain it and all that. But I wish I would have bought the flowers. So I will be going back eventually and getting the chrysanthemum flowers. And so, you know, that when I do run out of this, I will just continue with my chrysanthemum, but be, you know, using the flower to brew my tea instead of the instant packs. Not that I have anything against this, but I just would prefer to get the real deal stuff. I mean, and this is real because it says in this package that it's made from high-grade chrysanthemum and rock sugar. So, I mean, the chrysanthemum flower is definitely in this stuff, but I would rather just get the flower. I don't know. Maybe because it looks so pretty. I don't know. Anyway, I'm skipping around, y'all. You know, I got some more stuff from TJ Maxx that I did not set out to get, but I got it. Check out this soap I found. And this is a nice big bar of soap. 250 grams, 8.8 ounces of turmeric and orange. And it's made by a company called Nature's Blend. And if you know anything about turmeric, you know that it's like anti-inflammatory. This stuff is like it is the #1, I think, like beauty / health remedy of Indians, the Indian people. And it's catching on now. It's real hot here. And so a lot of people are using this product. I mean, and there's so many claims of this stuff. It helps you not to get cancer. It's just so many good properties about turmeric. So when I saw the turmeric and orange, I was like, oh yeah. And I think what I read about orange is a good oil. Orange oil is a good oil to use during pregnancy because it keeps you from getting stretch marks. That's what they say. I never personally use it, but that's what they say. So when I saw this turmeric and orange soap, I got it. And I'm just going to read a little bit to you. It says, highly beneficial bacterial ingredients, turmeric powder and sweet orange oil. This natural anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties of turmeric powder and sweet orange oil are blended into a soothing soap that calms and revitalizes your skin without drying. All skin types will benefit from nature's blend of turmeric and orange. It's 100% naturally scented and with the sweet orange oil. This beautifully fragrant oil helps to soothe your mind and your skin. Balanced or blended to use every day, leaving skin clean, conditioned, and beautifully scented. And how to use: you lather onto wet skin, you rinse off, and you keep the bar in a dry place. And you know, the Indian women actually use turmeric on their skin before they get married to make their skin glow. I mean, this stuff is like, turmeric is like what's going on. So I got this soap, and I only paid $3.99 for the soap. And there was one other thing I got. And when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I gotta try this. I got this beet powder. It's made by this company called RX Select Nutraceuticals. And it's called Select Beets, the circulation superfood. Promotes energy and endurance and supports cardiovascular health. Activates essential nitric oxide. And there's 20 servings in here, so there's 7.1 ounces. Hope I'm not holding it too close where you can't see it. I picked this up and I paid $9.99 for that. Now I got this. Really, I picked it up for my mother because she's been trying to include beets in her diet. There's some books that she orders, and she read where they were talking about how great beets were for you and everything. And I've known about the power of beets for a long time. And I was going to say this YouTuber's name, but I'm trying to make sure I have correct YouTube etiquette. And I don't want to offend people, just like keep calling out people's names on YouTube. Maybe they don't want me to, you know, unless I have their permission. But I remember looking at a certain YouTuber's video about beets, and she was saying that she can't really tolerate beets because they made her sick. And I remember when I watched that video, I thought, oh, I know what she's talking about. Because years ago, like 20 years ago, when I first got on my juicing path, I had a book by Dr. Walker. And I can't remember his first name, but it's Dr. Walker. If you look it up, you'll find that book. And that man lived to be like 100 and some odd years old. And he had a lot of juicing recipes. I mean, he had, like, in the book, you could look up whatever ailed you. Whether it was like ulcers or whatever that was ailing you. And he had a juicing recipe for that. If you had a skin condition, you turn to page so-and-so. Oh, you put celery and da-da-da-da. He had it all in his book. So I remember I was going to try his beets, the beet juice. That he recommended just to cleanse and detoxify your body. And I remember going and getting fresh beets from the store. And I got some apples because this particular recipe called for those two ingredients. And he warned in the book you cannot drink a whole cup starting out. You cannot. He said you had to work your way up because the beets were so detoxifying that don't do it. He said when you start, now I'm just trying to recall what was in the book, and I actually still have that book. It's packed away somewhere, and if I find it, I'll make sure I bring it on and show it to you. But I remember in that book, he was saying specifically, do not try to start off with so much beet juice. Use more apple than beet. Like, do like a combination of maybe 80% apple, 20% beet. Work your way up. He was saying you had to work your way up till you got to a certain level to do the beets because the beets were so detoxifying. So what did I do? Oh, I can do it. You know, so I go ahead and I juice a blend of maybe 50-50. 50% beet juice, 50% apple juice. And you know what happened? As soon as I drank it, and it tasted so good. It was sweet. It was refreshing. It was just all that. But when I got maybe halfway through drinking that cup, I started feeling faint. I'm not kidding. I started feeling faint. I started feeling weak. But I was like, oh, you know, it's early in the morning. That was my first thing of the day. And I swigged the rest of it on down real quick. And let me tell you something. I was living in an apartment then, and I had steps. You had to go up steps to go to the bedrooms. When I tell you I almost didn't make it up the stairs to get in my bed, I am really serious. I almost had to like climb when I got to the top. I almost had to like bend down to climb up that last step. It was scary. I went in there. I laid across my bed. I was so sick. When I tell you I was sick, I was sick. It was like somebody had just dropped something on me. I'm serious. I was that sick. It was a mixture of being nauseated and my nose started running. It was just like my body just, I said, ooh, I can't handle that. And then I thought about it. I said, okay, well, I was hard-headed. I had too much at one time. It's not that you can't tolerate beets. Anybody out there, I mean, as long as you're not allergic to them, you good. It's not that they don't agree with you or you can't tolerate them. It's just that you have to start very, very slow with beets because they are so doggone powerful and detoxifying. I remember a couple years back, there's another guy out here. I don't know what his name is, but he's probably on YouTube. But I got it off Google back in the day, where he talked about youthing, youthing, and his protocol. He looked a lot younger than his actual age. I think he was like in his 50s, and he looked like he could pass for like a 20-something-year-old. And he was a Caucasian man, and his secret was the beets. I think it was beet and apple, and he would call it a youthing blend. And he also warned about working your way up. Maybe that's where the warning, yeah, it had to be Dr. Walker too that said don't do it, but check him out. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's just that you have to work your way up slowly to that amount, because it will take your body through a whirlwind. Because I was out. I was like out of commission. The store's closed. I was like, it shut me down for real. For I know a good half a day. Yeah, it took me like 4 to 6 hours before I was feeling back to my normal self. Beets ain't no joke. So I got this stuff for my mom because we had actually been going to Trader Joe's and getting some kind of beet juice mixed with something else for her. But it was more of a blend of whatever the other juice was with the beet juice. I think that's what we were doing. And she was telling me she wanted to order this stuff she saw in this magazine that they were sending to her house. But of course it was like $30-some for the beet stuff. Super Beets or something like that it's called. So I got this for my mom. But actually it's for me now, because this morning when I got up, that child has turned the TV up. I hope y'all didn't hear that. But when I got up this morning, I cleaned my refrigerator out, and I didn't want to toss a lot of the vegetables and stuff that had been in there a long time. I was like, oh, okay, well, it's about time for me to use this stuff. So I pulled out some cucumbers. I had an apple, some cucumbers. I had some guava fruit that I buy from Walmart from time to time. A little small guava that comes in a little pack. I had some of those left over. And what else? That was it. Those three. The apple, the guava, and the cucumbers. And I washed everything down, chopped it up, pulled out my little, I don't know why I want to call that thing a ninja, because it's not a ninja. It's a, anyway, I got one that blends up the food for you. I pulled that out. And I put a little bit of grapefruit juice in there for the moisture. And I put a scoop of this because it only told you to use, you're only supposed to use 1 scoop to 8 fluid ounces of cold water or any other beverage of your choice. And it says stir until smooth or use as a shaker cup or blender. Or use a shaker cup or blender. So I put 1 scoop in there, and it was way more than 8 ounces when I finished with that smoothie. It was probably 12 ounces I drank. And that was my first time putting guava in a smoothie like that. Oh, and I started to use my wheatgrass, but I was like, no, I'm going to do this by itself. And I will go back to using my wheatgrass. But like right now, I'm really enjoying the effects of the moringa. Let's talk about that right quick, and then I'm gonna end this video because I got a lot of stuff that I need to do today, y'all. That moringa, I don't know if I can attribute my burst of energy, my stamina, my overall feeling of well-being. I don't know if I can attribute it to the 7 blossoms or the moringa, but it's working, y'all. It is, when I tell you it's working, it's working. I have more energy. I'm more positive. I have just an overall great feeling. I cannot describe it. And it's not that all my problems, I'm going through stuff like everybody else out here. I got stress on the job. I got, all this stuff going on. But it's working, and I want to do this like forever, for the rest of my life. Keep doing my teas. So try it. Just try it. I'm just telling you, do what's right for you. Everybody's different. Everybody's body is different, and I just recommend finding a tea that you like. You don't have to do like me and like alternate different teas of the week and all that stuff. I'm just trying to do an experiment on me and see how my body reacts to certain things and see if it will help me feel good, because definitely my immune system is definitely charged up. I'm serious, because I've been around like a lot of sick people, because people just sick now. I don't know if it's because they out shopping in the big crowds of people. I don't know why they're sick, but they're getting sick. And I have managed to, I might experience a little stuffiness in the morning sometime when I wake up, but I am good. I am good. I feel good. I am good. So anyway, this video is like extra long because I'm looking at my clock and it's like 26 minutes. I just wanted to come on here and say hey to y'all and give y'all these updates. And next week, well actually not next week, tomorrow the 24th, I was due to start my hibiscus. But you know what? I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to do my chrysanthemum all next week, just because of what I told y'all about that tea. And I'm going to switch the hibiscus to, I'm going to start my hibiscus on the 31st, God's will, of December. Okay, so I hope this video didn't like ramble on and on and on. I hope I was able to say some stuff that really helped y'all. Love y'all with the love of Christ, and talk to you later. Bye.